Good evening, everyone. How you doing today? My name is Mike Muse, and we are here tonight to talk about when you let potential hold you hostage because you don't execute. And I got three important superstars on this Blab TV show with me right now. I'm going to start with the superstar on the bottom left-hand corner. Her name is Ericka S. Williams. She's a superstar out of Texas. She's an entrepreneur. She is motivated, and she's definitely got a lot of experience to bring to the table. And my next guest I want to bring on is Antonio Edmonds. Antonio Edmonds is a gentleman who's known in the entertainment industry. He's been promoting for years, and so he definitely understands having potential and definitely going higher and definitely understand making decisions. And for my next guest, Mr. Brian C. Jones. Mr. Brian Jones, he is a true superstar. He is helping out a lot of people get on just learning social media, learning internet marketing, and he is a valuable resource with him and his company, Entrepreneur Global Network. So my first question for you, Brian, when you help people out and when it comes to helping them go forward and even with yourself, how do you deal with when people tell you how much you have great potential and you know yourself you're not reaching up to it? What are some of your things you do?
Yeah, well, I'll actually like this topic, and thank you for inviting me and allowing me to be on the panel with just great talented individuals. But when it comes down to this industry is that everyone has potentials. But one thing that I do preach is, it's great having all these skills of online and offline marketing, but not that many people really talk about personal development. Exactly. Personal development is so critical because no matter your skill set and you can drive tons of traffic and whatnot, your mindset is the foundation of your house. And if your foundation is crooked, everything else doesn't really matter. Because I feel that so many people are like, I want to do Instagram, Facebook. That's just the windows on the house. But the most important thing is your foundation. And you got to have goals. You got to read. And the thing is that when someone says, okay, Brian, I got the mindset stuff, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to look at, you want me to read about Think and Grow Rich? And I tell them that you're not there yet. Let's really understand the core. I want people to know how to really carry a conversation, know how to communicate effectively and whatnot. Because if you drive traffic and if, for instance, you're sharing content on YouTube and then you have a call of action, which is, hey, give me a ring. And then you turn around, you can't even communicate effectively. You just shot yourself when it comes down as far as credibility. So this is why for us, we definitely preach, understand the fundamentals. So once you understand your reason why, once you understand what it really takes and whatnot, then I really understand and believe that people can really have master success.
Yes, great. And for Eric, well, how about you?
I was going to say that sounds absolutely great. Like talking about the foundation. And so I did about, I did about 600 videos on YouTube, and it wasn't until I started giving book reviews and doing interviews of people, then people were like, oh my goodness, like, thanks for this great information, because they could not just hear me talk about it,
right,
but see it implemented by other people. I interviewed you for the show, Michael, and people were just like, that's an amazing story. This guy suffered a heart attack and then he got up and he wrote stories. It's people who sometimes are down or saying, well, one day I'm going to do it, and they never get around to it. They hear stories like yours and they go, okay, there's really no excuses.
Exactly.
I'm really not living up to my best and truest self if I don't tackle this, or tackle whatever it is their dream is.
Exactly. And Miss Tyiese, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Michael. How's everybody else?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Awesome.
She got the wine. She great.
Awesome.
So you get a chance, share your input on just how potential has affected you and how you've used it to see how you need to make better changes in your life.
Well, I'm an introspective person in my life. So just always having the opportunity to make sure that I'm introspective, I'm conscientious and aware
Yes.
of myself. My philosophy is if you know yourself, it allows you to know someone else. Because if you know yourself, you can be patient, kind, and considerate to someone else, because we know we're not perfect ourselves. And if you know your own shortcomings, then when you see someone else's, then you can make allowances, and even, if you will, die for them in that moment. If you have to sacrifice, whatever it is, as some people say, make your tongue bloody. If that be the case, hold your tongue, or maintain your posture, or whatever it may be, building your character. But I liked what everyone said. It's important that we do take the time to read. And I apologize because I muted myself while everyone else was talking, because my granddaughter is crying in the background. She's doing screaming and hollering. Yeah, she's doing some screaming and hollering back there. So I apologize for the camera. Yeah, and it has caused me to have my attention divided to some degree. So I've kind of forgotten my thoughts. So I apologize. Please forgive me just a little bit. But
sounds great.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, Tyiese.
Yes. Sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Yeah, that sounds great. And one of the things I speak about in my book, Rise and Burn, so many times we get distracted by 1,000 different things, between family, work, parents, and etc. And one thing I'm realizing more and more, mentally we have to shut off 1,000 things and really focus on one idea. And the one thing I did to really help me, because after I received my transplant, I was, in my mind, I wanted to do 1,000 things, because after I went through a traumatic experience, I really was looking for what do I do now? I'm not the same person I was before. I wasn't able to actually physically go out and work like I used to. So I had to change my whole new game plan, but my mind was running 100 miles an hour. And I realized I needed to walk into my greatness and walk into what God has called me to. And so I came up with a list, and I call it the Focus of Greatness Declaration. And I actually started writing out what I want to accomplish and what was my purpose. And that has gotten me to the point now where I've been able to help people, and it's helped me become a better person, because we all need to focus on one thing initially until we grow and get better. So my question is, what is the one thing each of you, as far as focus, what's the one thing you had to do in order to focus to get where you're at right now? Let me start with you, Tyiese.
Well, the one thing that I have to do daily to focus is to prioritize. Once I prioritize and put some things down on paper and make sure I have things organized to the degree that I need to execute, then, that allows me the opportunity to be able to focus, make sure that I maintain that focus on the right priority.
Yes. And Ericka, how about you?
I'm one of those people with, I guess, a short attention span. I don't believe in the ADD labels or anything like that. So I know myself, and I know, okay, this is my big why. This is what I'm trying to do. So we're going to hour block it, because that's the limit. So as a realtor, that first hour, knocking out the phone calls, knocking out, see if I can set up appointments. If you see any of my shows, I'll do an hour of recording. And, my shows are sometimes 3 minutes to 30 minutes. So I'll get so many shows done that I'm just dropping them daily. And you're hitting the hammer if you just are consistent, even if it's in short bursts. If you're daily consistent, like repeatable patterns, because for some people, even if they just read a few pages of a book a day, they get things done. Or they journal a little bit a day, they get things done. So for me is be self-aware of yourself, know your limitations, and just focus, hammer it down. It's just easier that way for me.
Oh, great. How about you, Brian?
For me, since I have a 11-month-old son and got my hands in a variety of projects, and I'm married with my wife, and make sure that it's the truth. Happy wife equals happy life. So everything is about time management. So I block out my time, and then I have a set schedule with the timer. And with that timer, whatever I did not do, I have to put that on the back end and move that to the next one. So a really good app on the Google Chrome is called Task Timer, and it's flat out phenomenal. It's a free app, and I live and die by it.
Yes.
Also, I bring my journal, and I don't like this journal because I put down my short-term goals and then my long-term goals. And I tell people why I don't like doing it, because I hit all my goals all the time. It's one thing. It's one thing saying that I wish this could happen and all that stuff, but it's amazing what you write down, because it's a commitment to yourself. It's a promise to yourself, and it's just fantastic because, again, I'm really big on personal development. I'm huge into personal development. And by having a child is a blessing, because I believe that you have different types of phases for the guy. One is finding out that your significant love is pregnant. Second is the actual birth of your child. Third, 6 months later down the road, they're still here. So, but it creates patience and whatnot, and you have to really understand your why. But having your task timer, having your short and long term goals, and that's what you need to be successful in anything. It could be offline, direct sales, any type of business, anything you do professionally. Those are the cornerstones to be successful.
I was going to say one thing. I like what you said about your journal, because if you write something down and you keep writing it every day and not completing it, I think you make yourself mad.
Yep.
You're just like,
it's the truth. You are absolutely right.
Yes, you are. And you know what, guys? You know what's really one thing I've really been looking at, and which really got my attention to really be more focused. And one thing I think a lot of times we kind of may overlook is so important of our influence in our relationships. Mm-hmm. It's so important to have that positive energy from people. It's so important to make sure we blocking out that negative energy, and it's so important to align our circles with people that's going to push us to our goals and help us accomplish our whys. And of course, help them accomplish theirs too. Because like Jim Rohn says, if I help other people succeed, I'm going to succeed also.
Well, I am
so when it comes to, yeah. So when it comes to everyone's circle right here, my question is for each one of you: what plan of action have you done to actually strengthen your circle of influence to make sure you stay positive and so that you can accomplish your why and your goals? Let me start with you, Ericka.
I think accountability partners, I always talk about it. I know drive people crazy, but if you don't have those, at least two people who can be like, hey, you said you were going to do this and you really haven't followed up on it. If you don't have that, it's easy to coast through life. It's easy to kind of bullcrap yourself. So I always find if you have accountability partners or like girlfriends that you eat lunch with every Sunday after church or Saturday, you have mimosas and you say, guess what? I did this week. But you said you were going to do this other thing. It's having people kind of remind you, as long as they're positive. You can't tell your dreams and your aspiration to everybody. Like, we all know that. Like, when you want to get on entrepreneurship, people are looking at you like you're crazy. So if you keep it down to a small 2 to 10 people that are like-minded and keep you accountable, I think that just helps.
And that's actually a great point there. How about you, Tyiese?
Well, just maintaining good relationships and keeping in contact with people, and you know, we don't always, even the most positive person sometimes may have a low moment. But even in that low moment, if you pull and maintain what you know, even though you don't feel like it all the time, and still give that energy and practice what you preach, and maintaining those relationships, and just continuing to be strength when needed, and just a source of inspiration. For me, people just are so important. And all relationship, any interaction is a relationship. It just depends on what type of relationship it is. So all relationships need to be nurtured and respected and not taken for granted. So just to build on whatever type of relationship it is, and being conscientious and attentive to the relationship just works for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. How about you, Brian?
Man, everyone is doing just hitting grand slams after grand slams and after grand slams, because this is really good content. Definitely big on having an accountability partner. That person is just like lifting weights. Yeah, when you go to the gym by yourself, 9 out of 10 people, they're not going to give all they are. Out of 1 through 10, or let's say 1% to 100%, you probably give yourself 40 or 50%. That's just because you need that other person to push you. Another one I'm really big on is mentorship. I believe that anything you need in life is you need to have a mentor. For instance, my wife, she's an attorney, and she said, I'm not being challenged that much. And it's not her job to go out there and find deals, because she's a real estate attorney. And then when I said, what I want you to do is go to a networking event, and I want you, because she's a shy type. So I said, I want you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. She doesn't want to talk in front of people. She doesn't want to do none of that. That's just how she rolls. But she had tremendous growth in the past 2 years. And she has won some large clients because of networking. And when she networked, she got a really good mentor to really show her the ropes. And I tell people that in life, if you really want to reach your full potential, you got to have an accountability partner, but you got to have a mentor. But when you have a mentor, they need to be documented, because there are some folks that quote unquote want to be an expert, a mentor, and they're going to try to turn around and screw you. But you're going to have a mentor that's documented, that's going to, bring out the best in you, and they have the best interest in their heart. And that's what a lot of folks need, is a mentor. So I definitely disagree with everyone. Everyone did a great job on answering that question, because everyone was just 200% correct.
Exactly.
I'd like to add to that mentorship, because a lot of times, what I have learned in my 50 years is that being a mentor is something that is awesome, to make an impact on someone. However, all at the same time, you can take life's experiences, because a lot of times people need to know, and we as individuals take upon individual mentorship just to be examples, in a light, individual in our own daily walk. Because a lot of times certain people, we don't know we're being a mentor to someone when someone says, do you know you have really inspired me or motivated me? You have impacted and mentored someone and unknown. So a lot of times some people need to just see what something looks like, or to know what someone else has experienced just like you. And that's mentorship. And we need to all be mindful that we all are mentors, whether or not we function up under a professional title, or someone has given it to us. We attain that in our self-development, which is all introspective, and making sure that we are the best that we can be daily, and we impact people's lives. I have a statement that I like to say, I'm letting my good be better and my better be best.
Right.
I'm never going to let it rest until my good is better and my better is best. So I like what you said. I just wanted to add to that. I think that's phenomenal, because being a mentor, but that just explanation, the definition of a mentor, I just want to expound on that we all have a responsibility daily
Exactly.
to help each one teach one. And we sometimes, the teaching is just understanding what something looks like, or understanding the outcome, because we all need an example, a blueprint, if you will, a understanding,
Yes.
a concept, a vision, an idea.
Yes, that is great, Tyiese. And definitely one thing that helped me out that I put in my book is just really how important it is for us to burn the bad and cultivate the good. When we have relationships with people, we have to identify early on: are they adding to our life? Are they subtracting from it? Are they multiplying our effectiveness, or are they dividing our attention? It's so critical that we put people in a proper perspective. So definitely, if they're not adding or multiplying, we definitely need to, limit the time we spend with those type of people.
I like that. Well said, Mike.
Amen.
I like that.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
So my next question for each of you, in your professions, how have you actually helped? What has worked for you to help people who you work with to really focus? Because we all work with people. We all have team members we work with, and we see the potential that they have. We know that they can operate at a higher level. And for each one of you, what have you done to help those particular people not only see the potential in themselves, but start executing on it? Let me start with you, Ericka.
I don't know if you guys know, when I'm out in Texas, I'm a realtor, one, and then two, basically what she was saying, I had to see someone do it. A guy taught me how to open an apartment turnaround business. Basically, we go in, we clean it up. It's mostly just getting the trash out, very light construction, if any. So, it's very simple. I don't have to do it. Send people in. And so I had a friend who, he was in sales, and he went and knocked on 10,000 businesses in Dallas, Fort Worth. And the company said, thanks for knocking on all those doors, but we're going to give your territory to someone else. So I went and told him, hey, I got a position for you. I don't make that much in my company, but I got a position for you. And I sold him some shares of my company, and he's busting his butt right now, making some good sales. And then he actually got a real estate license. So not only do I get referrals from him, and I give him some, he actually works with me in my construction business, which is super easy.
That's what you call a great way to monetize.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
See potential and people just chuck them aside. I just think sometimes people need a little bit of training. And
exactly.
I mean, this guy knocked on 10,000 doors. His resume is impressive. And I just think companies nowadays just don't have time. They don't want to train anybody. They don't want to invest the dollars. They're like,
They want to cut costs.
Exactly.
Yeah, they want to cut costs, and they want you to have 20 years of experience, and you're only 25 years old. That doesn't really make sense. So I'll take you, and I will train you.
Exactly. How about you, Tyiese?
Michael, please repeat the question.
The question is, for the people who you work with, and the people who you do as far as work, business, and people you deal with, of course, you see potential in people. What have you done to help someone who you've worked with to see the potential in themselves, and what do you actually do for you to help them see the potential they have to do better than what they were doing?
Well, that is an expansive question. However, my foundation, I'm a self-improvement, self-development character builder. My foundation is spiritual.
Yes.
So the foundation of everything that I build on deals with the character, the individual, the personality, the intent, the motive of the heart of the person. So if I can get someone to communicate, to open up, and I consider that a little bit of my forte of making people feel comfortable, enough to relax, that we haven't just met. I don't meet any strangers. So the ability to make people feel comfortable and able to engage with them on a level of intimacy and bringing them to a place of comfort to communicate with me and share things with me that they may not share with someone else, allows me an opportunity to be able to share with them in a personal way and an effective way that we might be able to meet innately and arrive at some understanding that they may have to develop. It may be a question that they may have. I have a lot of people that come to me for advice, so on occasion. So just being able to direct people spiritually, and I'm trying to keep it very surface right now because people are so creative. We're so creative and intricate and difficult, yet pleasant and complex and beautiful, all in one, and
Yes.
everyone is different. Everyone is different. So just keeping it real basic and generic, just allowing people to be themselves and being available to them when it's needed, and always being willing, never taking, a lot of times we say, but never taking the posture of being superior or high, always wanting to give, whatever that means. And a lot of times when you give of yourself, if it's nothing but just a listening ear or just a kind word or whatever it is, I think that is something that that is a gift I believe that I have and that I like to share with people, because people are so important, and
Yes, yeah.
I enjoy meeting different people and sharing different things, and I love people. I've heard during my lifetime people saying, I don't like people. And I can understand what they mean by that. I do. I understand, because people, as I said, we're difficult.
Yeah.
Yet we are pleasant and loving, all at the same time of being difficult. But we all need each other. We're not islands.
That's right. Yes.
And we need to find ourselves always in a place of humility, yielding, and never becoming to a place that we're not open to receive so that we can give. And so I'd like to think of myself as a positive philosopher. So if I can just give some words of inspiration at any time, or even not, and just listen, that's my contribution.
Oh, that sounds great. And Brian Jones, how about you?
In my business, I'm an entrepreneur, online marketing coach, diehard MLMer, and people are like, man, that's crazy. But you got to have patience. You got to, and in this business, you have different types of learning styles. So you have to, number one, talk slow. I'm from Maryland. I have the tendency of talking pretty fast, so I had to work on that. And what we do is we basically have a simple system, and so that people can see massive success. And they need to have massive success because a lot of folks will quit this industry because their great aunt, their great great aunt, or their great great uncle got into this business and didn't have success. So with our blueprint is that, not trying to sound cocky or arrogant, but we can, if somebody just follow our simple system, they can earn a substantial amount of money. And what we do from there then is we help people, which what we had to do is set aside our ego and our wallet, is that we actually help that person build their primary business. So our goal is to basically slash the failure rate, which is probably around 92% failure rate. And our goal is to slash it into half, because folks don't understand the foundation, the fundamentals to be successful. Because in our business, in 5 months, we recruit over 3,400 people with a retention rate of 92%. You know, that's pretty impressive. So our goal is just to get people just that foundation. Our goal is for people to get that good results, but then also we wanted to preach and really help tell folks that it's not about you. It's really about helping other folks. And the more people that you help out, the more you're going to actually make. So it's unlike in corporate America, because if I were to show you, Michael, what to do in my payroll business, you know, my butt's out of a job. So in this business, in direct sales, I love it because you really get to know people, get to hear their stories. And, you know, just like I can tell everyone got some fantastic stories and triumphs and tribulations. And that's the beautiful thing about life. Everybody has a book. Everybody has a story. And, you know, there's so many people that's hurting right now. They don't have that inspiration. They don't have that mentor. They don't have the blueprint, the guidance. And they're getting beat up by life. And that's why you see the stupid stuff. I call it circus on TV, because it's people crying out for help. And it's true. What Tyiese said, you know, something that you don't like is people. But something that we really love are people.
Yes. Yeah.
But, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, chaotic cake. But in all seriousness, you know, it's a beautiful thing. But you got to have patience, or you got to have patience. But at the end of the day, you know, people can win in this life.
Oh, great. What we're going to do now, we're just going to do a wrap up and give each of you, just give you a chance to give you a showcase of what you do and how a person can reach and contact you. Let me start with you first, Ericka.
I was going to say what she said earlier about meeting people and talking to people is awesome, because honestly, until you speak to someone, everybody's a stranger.
Exactly.
You know, and you just never know who you're talking to and what their struggle is. I used to do this experiment for one of my social classes, and it was like, give out, 5 compliments a day or something. It was something along the lines of giving out compliments. And you'd be amazed that people were just like, me? Like, I'm giving a compliment, like, yeah, you. And they said, try to do, I think they said do 5 guys one day. And it was so funny because these men were like, you like my sweater? You're like, no, I don't like you like that. I just trying to give you a compliment about your sweater. And have a good day. And you just, and it was just the most interesting social project, because honestly, sometimes people go out and they have these headphones on, they have their cell phones, and no one talks to them outside. No one's communicating with them. And that's a lonely existence. So what make life great is people. So I love that. I just want to say that because I was like, she's so right about people. But to wrap it up is, I love doing these connection things. I've never even heard of Blab. I was like, oh, thanks, Michael. Something new. I'm just a diehard YouTuber. Grant Cardone style. So, people can find me there. I'm going to go ahead and take this when you're done recording, and I'm going to throw it up on my blog so they can catch it at the Classy Climb blog. Right. There's a ton of ways for people to reach me, but YouTube's probably the best. It's just Ericka Williams, super easy, or just Google Classy Climb School. I am blowing up on SEO there. I just love tearing up SEO. But it's been great meeting all you guys. I hope you do another one of these. And I love the kid in the background. I wanted her to get on the camera. I was like waiting. I was like, where's she at? Like, I know she's close. But
Dying.
My nephew jumps in my videos sometimes. I'm always like, I just want people, if nothing else, they get out of this about potential is there's a guy, I'm trying to think of his name. I think it's Chad Thompson. He's an MLMer, but basically his practice was meeting 2 new people a day for 5 years, and he was done. He just had this massive network of people he knew, connections. And Grant Cardone always says, we're never short on money, we're short on people. So I feel like anytime you're getting short on money, go out there and give of yourself. And it's for her, she's talking to people, that's her giving of herself. If it's for you and you're doing MLM marketing, great. If it's Michael and he's giving out his book, that's how you grow, because you're never short on money, you're just short on people. And you got to get out there and you got to connect with people, because people who has money. There's a joke Grant Cardone says, who has money? Other people, or he says, who helps you grow? Other people. And so it's hard to kind of grow by yourself. Hermits don't really grow. So thank you guys. My name is Ericka Williams. You can check me out at Classy Climb blog. You can check me out at Ericka S. Williams on Twitter. And thank you, Michael, for putting this together.
Absolutely. Miss Tyiese, how are you doing? It's your turn.
Well, thank you very much, Michael, for this venue. I really appreciate it. I appreciate Ericka and Brian and the commentaries that you both have given. I appreciate it. I am marketing a product. I consider myself a motivational speaker. Consider myself a positive faith believer, a positive inspirational motivator. So it's my desire to be able to give of myself constantly. Liquid BioCell is something that I am promoting right now. It is a wonderful product that is doing amazing things for the human body. A lot of results. If you'd like to go to agedefyingscience.com/praise Yah. That should be something that is easily memorable. Praise Yah. Just praise him all the time. Even if you don't go to the site, make sure you praise Yah. Or beginfromwithin.com, because everything truly does begin from within.
Yes.
When you're deciding to, move forward and execute, it begins from within. Whether it is recognizing that you need a mentor, it begins from within. Whether it is repositioning a thought, an action, a motive, an opportunity, whatever it is, it all begins from within. So beginfromwithin.com. My name is Tyiese, Tyiese, DeRamus. Again, I so appreciate the opportunity to be able to share and to be able to express of myself. So I'm grateful. Look forward to the opportunity to be able to shake your hand, Brian, and to give you a hug, Ericka. So I like to give hugs. I'm a hugger.
Right.
I got you.
Absolutely.
I'm Southern. I get you. I hug.
That's right.
You can find me there again, agedefyingscience.com/praise Yah. It's doing amazing things for the body. I have a product that Michael and I, an invention, hopefully that will be forthcoming. And just self-development, myself first, because everything begins with me. So, and I can't truly affect anybody before I make a effective difference on myself. So I'm number one in self-development, change, discipline, positive motivation, I speak to myself first, so I thank you.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Great. And Brian Jones, how about you, sir?
I'll tell you this, everyone is just completely awesome. This is just a really, really good, I want to say a Google Hangout, but this is Blab.
You might cut us off. Don't do that.
But this is really good stuff because I like doing this, because if you really think about this, is that it's funny, Michael and I, we haven't even connected yet, but we talk all the time. And this is what it's all about. It's really about your network is related to your net worth. And I'm a strong believer of that. And again, when it comes down to just this whole industry, you're working on yourself. That's what it's all about. You're working on yourself. And for someone that's like trying to get content marketing and whatnot, they say, Brian, what do I tell my subscribers? What you do is you have a story and you let people know your progress. You in rehab. That's what you are. You in rehab. You're in rehab because we was taught to do certain things, and now we're trying to break the mold. And now the outsiders, which I call crabs, they're the bottom feeders. They're telling us that you're stupid, that you're not going to make it. But you start noticing that you're getting better. You're talking smoother, articulate. You're hanging out with some really, really smart people like what we're doing right now.
That's right.
And then you start understanding like, wow, my life prior to that was in a fog. Now I see light at the end of the tunnel. Now you start realizing what life is all about. It's not working about a 9 to 5. Because the Lord really don't care you're a CEO, a CFO, a banker. Really doesn't care. I just, for folks that, don't think that. But the thing is what do you want to give out of life? What do you want to do? What do you really want to achieve? Who are you going to help? Like I saw a nice quote by Steve Jobs. He accumulated all this wealth, but he was still empty inside. He said, in reality, he didn't help that many people. And I'm like, wow, this guy, Apple is taking off because of Steve Jobs and whatnot. But this guy just really thought back and said, all these damn gadgets I created, who I really helped, And basically, he died broke. All that money in the world, and he died broke because he didn't help that many. Like, I guess he wanted to help more people, but, he had that much time. So the thing is just like you said here, don't let your potentials hold you back. Don't worry about what the haters and all that stuff, because they're not going anywhere in life. They're a bunch of losers. They really are. Like, I have friends like, Brian, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. And I go back to them 4 or 5 years later, their life sucks. Like this man, woo. Hey, if it was a football team, we beat them like 100-0. But the thing is that you have to work on, like everyone has chimed in and great stuff. Find a mentor, read books, learn from people that have gone through different experiences. And then when they try to communicate what they learn, shut up and listen.
Exactly.
Watch out, there's a pothole. I'm not listening to you. Oh my gosh, I got 4 flat tires.
Yes.
But if you would have listened, you would have avoided that pothole. All right. And the thing is that for my personal experience, prior to me getting back to the payroll side because of my son, and I want to actually own my own company on that one, but I worked from home for 2 years. I worked from home for 2 years on my own, called my shots, was my own boss, made a lot of money doing it. And the reason why I made a lot of money is I wanted to outgive God. You can't do that. It's impossible. But I always thought of, let me help other people out and expect zero in return. That is a true definition of reciprocity. So the thing is that you got to work on yourself. It's nothing like you're not corny or anything like that. You're not a loser. In reality, you're a champion. You're now learning the ball game of life. And so Like when y'all comment, all the stuff that y'all said, I will put in my journal. And you have great knowledge. So thank you for just allowing me just to chime in. But everyone has so much talent, so much God gift, and just very, very fortunate. And Michael, I throw kudos for you for putting this all together. So I definitely appreciate it.
Oh man, Brian, this is
Michael. Can I say just one last thing? Just
yes.
One of my statements. You know, I come up with these little witticisms, and Brian, what you were saying that, you know, it is important who we align ourselves with and who we allow in our circle, and you know what we accept. So another one of my other witticisms is, and I've been sharing it lately to some of my lady friends. And I have noticed it has been becoming a great impact to them. So I want to share it with you, that you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can never say the right thing to the wrong person. Again, you can never say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So that's positive and that's motivational. So, you know, there should be no conflict, because there they are, here you are, and there's God.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yes. And for me, everyone, what really brought this home for me, and as I was really looking at potential, I had to go back to when I was on my deathbed, when the doctors didn't think I was going to make it, after suffering a heart attack, seizure, and kidney failure all at the same time. And going through that process and getting to the point where I can actually interact with people, and just hearing people say that he's never going to be what he used to be again, and he'll never be able to work again. He'll never be able to have achievements and things that he called himself aspiring to. And I want to just want to say that, you know, I serve an awesome God, first of all, and who helped push me through there, who helped put the people in my life to help me to cultivate the good that I had, where I was able to rely on the strength and had that mentorship, and to really realign my circle of friends. The same people I hung with 5-6 years ago, maybe one person out of that group, because now I have a whole new purpose now, and the purpose I have now is making sure that I live up to my full potential. There's so many times in so many areas of my life where I let the 1,000 things come in and distract me from executing. And the most important thing I want to leave here with you guys, and even those who are listening, is so important we execute at all costs. Even if we make mistakes, even if we don't do it right, as long as we are breathing, we get a chance to rise and burn.
That was a shout moment, Michael.
A chance to rise and burn.
Hallelujah. Execute.
That's right.
Execute is the operative word. Execute.
That's right.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
And that is so essential. And all four of us here you guys are an awesome group of superstars. You guys are truly the Jordans of your industry, and I'm just so great to be acquainted with you guys. I already know you. When it comes to the millionaire circle and the billionaire circle, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys there. If anybody wants to get in contact with me, you can contact me. My website is michaelmusenow.com. You can contact me on my website. My email is michaelmusenow@gmail.com. And looking forward, reach out to me, reach out to Brian, reach out to Ericka, reach out to Tyiese. If you're looking for success, this is it right here. We've all bumped our heads. We've learned from our mistakes. And the main thing is we're continually executing and not letting our potential hold us hostage. But we're acting on it. We're taking action. We're executing. And we know that tomorrow is going to be a better day because we're making sure we learn from our mistakes from yesterday. Hey, it's been great. It's been a great group of panel, and I hope the listeners out get a ton of value today. And everyone, you have a great night, and looking forward to seeing you next week at 9 p.m. Thank you very much. You have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
You guys be good.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.